What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Got a special client interview today with my guy, Eric. Eric's been in the program for a few months, but we actually go back a little bit further than that. But I'll let him tell the story. Eric, why don't you go ahead, introduce yourself, and tell yourself who you are to the people.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Thanks for having me. So I'm Eric, 25 from New Jersey. I actually met Nick in November of 2024. I was doing remote training with a former business partner of mine, and we joined into Nick's program. We went through, ended up splitting up with that business partner. Things didn't work out, and then I didn't talk to Nick again until about 3 months ago.
Sick. I think it was actually 2023, by the way. And we're recording this
Was
in
it 23?
2025. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It was literally a month after I started doing this.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Nutty, right? That's how long ago it was. Anyway, sweet dude. Well, I appreciate you jumping on the channel. Why don't we kind of just start off by, I guess, let's talk about, when you decided to jump into the program, right? Where were you kind of at? I know you were obviously trying to do online training a little bit before with the business partner. The partnership didn't work out. Where were you at before jumping in?
Yeah, so I was giving in-person lessons. Kind of been doing that for a while. I was working with a bunch of little guys and then like had some high school and college athletes mixed in there, but I was also working part-time for my family's business. They own a contracting company. So I was doing some of that. And I like splitting up with the business partner left a bad taste in my mouth just in regards to baseball. And I kind of wanted to get out of it, to be honest with you. But I um I did some thinking and self-reflection and realized like baseball is a major part of me. Like it made me, into who I am today and taught me a lot of life lessons, as I'm sure it has for, a bunch of people in their respective sport. But was gonna go work full time for the family biz, but decided to say, fuck that. No disrespect to them. I love my family. They have a successful business, but I knew my heart was still in baseball. I knew that I wanted to help athletes just like me. I coach pitchers, and yeah, I mean, it was kind of just a no-brainer. And I wanted financial freedom. I wanted, my time back. I was doing like 30 hours of lessons a week, which was brutal, on top of working part-time there. So hit Nick up.
Sick, sick. Um, well, dude, it's honestly been a wild journey to see, your progression and everything like that. And we've obviously had a lot of conversations um about, your motivation behind why you really kind of wanted to dive deep into online. So maybe just touch on that, like because you could have went into the family business, you could have kept doing lessons, you could have maybe tried to, work your way up in the facility you were working at. Like, what was really the main thing for you that made you want to go hard for online training?
Yeah, for sure. It's because like I've been around baseball for so long, and like once you get out of playing, you kind of can zoom out and see the mistakes, one that you made, and two, the mistakes that guys still playing are making, right? So, you know, working with some athletes in the facility, like I knew I could help them tremendously if I had more access to them. I knew that people were making the same mistakes that I was, and like I just knew in my heart because baseball is a huge part of it that I could help so many people by just, teaching them what I already know and providing them guidance based on the mistakes that I made. So it was kind of a no-brainer for me to get back into it.
For sure, for sure. No, I think it's cool, bro, because like dudes like you are the reason why I really, really like doing this because I see it as an opportunity to kind of give you guys a way to like stay in baseball, but also kind of create your own thing. You know what I mean? Like do it on your own terms, right? So I guess what was like the motivation? Because you already went through my program once. What was the motivation to come back again? Now you got to pay me twice.
and I do it a third time. Well, I actually have.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but the motivation was really just like, I mean, I started post before I hit you up a second time. I started posting again, like baseball content, and had it in my head that I was going to try to do it on my own. Like I was like, all right, well, I remember some of the stuff to go through, like remember vaguely the sales process, the DM process, whatever, content strategies. And then I realized I don't remember a fucking thing, so I needed help doing it. And if I actually wanted to train the athletes that I wanted to train, if I wanted to make the impact that I wanted to make, if I wanted to make the money that I wanted to make, then I was gonna need the honestly the best help in the game, to be honest with you. And like I looked at like transparency, I looked at other guys, other coaches doing what you're doing, and their message didn't really, or their message and their strategies didn't really resonate with me as much. I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm a DM Nick. Just go back to what I know works.
For sure. For sure. Well, I appreciate that, dude. And was it like maybe something in specific to where, you felt like, I don't know. I know Nick, I know the strategy that he teaches works, or like was it something different that like really was kind of like the attraction to come back?
Yeah, I mean, I saw all the results you were getting. Other people I saw, obviously how much you had grown on Instagram and all your, I guess, YouTube too. Like with how much you've grown since the first time I was in the program. You had like 2,000 followers when I joined the first time, and then I go back to your page and I see this motherfucker's at like 13K. You're posting testimonials left and right. Your content's dialed in, and I was like, fuck. I was like, I gotta go back to Nick. There's no way I can hop on a call with somebody else and listen to them. And like no disrespect to anybody else. Like everybody's trying to make it at the end of the day. But it was like just seeing the results you were getting, people like coming to your YouTube, watching the testimonials, going through your Instagram again. I was like, ready. I think that's what I DM'd you or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you came back, bro, because ever since even since the beginning, dude, it was fun to work with you. And I'm sure obviously there have been a lot of changes inside the program and like, how we run things. I obviously have like an actual team now, things like that. But why don't you kind of talk about what your experience was like coming into the program and um, what was kind of like the first like 2 weeks to a month? Like what was that like?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first day I hopped on a group call and we were talking VSLs and you fucking roasted me because I said some dumb shit about making it more original and like going against the grain or going against what you teach in a sense. And it was like, oh fuck, no, I came back into this program for a reason. I got to listen to this guy. But I mean, dude, it was awesome. I mean, the first 2 weeks, it was a little bit of a struggle just getting my feet underneath me, going through the DM process again, like figuring out those, the back end sales stuff and whatnot. But I mean, after I think like a month, I got my first two guys on the same day. So it's like I saw results pretty quick. And I mean, since then obviously I haven't hit full potential or even close to that, but it's been awesome, dude. I've been popping off, so it's been super fucking sick.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope, dude. I definitely remember that. And especially like sometimes I can hold people accountable a little bit and I can be like I can give a little bit of tough love. Maybe if you want to speak a little bit to like how the actual like interaction in the program works and like how I and Matt and Kyle communicate with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly helped me in more than just like remote training, and I mean that. It's like the way you guys communicate, just asking us questions and truly trying to understand why we're struggling with whatever we're struggling with, or and like on the flip side of that, having success, like why do you think you're having this success? It's been like I don't know, I would say that's the biggest thing is just the way you guys communicate, like on the group calls, asking everybody what they need help with, and the one-on-ones, just having access to you guys, it's been super helpful.
Definitely. Would you say that when you get inside the program or when you came back, would you say that it was a lot different than when you were first in there, or would you say it was like more or less the same?
Well, I mean, it grew a shit ton, I can tell you that. I mean, there's a ton of people in there the second time. I mean, I would say yeah, it's definitely changed in some ways. Like um some of the modules are much more in depth than I remember. The group calls are a lot more interactive in the sense of just like sometimes you and Matt are on there or like you and Kyle or whatever. And yeah, I mean, obviously it's gotten better because I've gotten far better results than the first time. And part of that was because I didn't put the effort in that I needed to, or like me and my business partner didn't put the effort in that we needed to. But yeah, it's been fucking a movie this time around.
I love how you use the word a movie, bro. When you say a movie, what does that mean?
It's kind of it's a good question.
Thanks. Off the dome. I didn't even write it down.
By a movie, I mean, like, dude, it's just like I'll speak on this first, just the community aspect. Like, I feel like I have internet friends, and obviously I'll see you in 2 weeks, but in San Diego,
Hey,
but I don't know. I just look forward to coming on the group calls. I look forward to interacting with you guys and posting the wins, and like even on a more like on a macro level, I guess, like I feel like my life is more of a movie now now than ever because I'm in control of how much money I make. I'm in control of my time and I'm in control of basically whatever the fuck I want because now I have the skill set and the freedom to live life on my own terms. So it's like that's why it's a movie.
that's sick.
I was gonna
That's
say
dope,
New
dude.
York Times bestseller, but that's a fucking book. We
Yeah,
can
no,
cut that
not
out.
yet,
We can
dude.
cut that out.
Yeah.
Number one in the box office.
Yeah. Dope, dude. Well, I think it's been super cool to watch your progression. Obviously we could talk about the event and like a bunch of other stuff, but like in terms of uh in terms of like let's say just like overall results, like what would you say you have received out of the program?
I received the opportunity to help the exact kind of people that I want to help. I received the support to do that. I received the skills to be able to make that happen. And honestly, this might sound crazy to some people, but like I received the opportunity to make my life whatever I want it to be. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I remember you and I talked on a one-on-one call a couple weeks ago, and I think you just asked me, you're like, how's life, bro? And I was just like, dude, life is incredible. Like, I can't believe I get to do this. I can't believe that I get to coach athletes through a fucking computer and get them better results than they've ever gotten in their life. And I get to make about to be a full-time living off of doing that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, huh?
It's sick.
We should have just had you open up the fucking open up the interview with that line, bro. Dude, there's a lot of people that think maybe online training is bullshit. Like it's not going to help their athletes. Like, what would you say to somebody who, or maybe not necessarily is thinks online training is bullshit, but like is skeptical of the idea, right? They really want it to be true, but for some reason they just don't really see how it could be beneficial to athletes. Like what would you say? What would you say to somebody like that?
Yeah, I mean, I understand it. Obviously, not everyone's familiar with the idea of online training, but I mean, I would say that if you're someone who's doing in-person lessons or something like that, just and if you're actually a good coach and get your athletes results, like think about how much better they could get if they had access to you 7 days a week. Like, you don't need to be next to them.
Yeah. And I guess just for more clarity, like why do you think coaches don't need to be next to athletes in order to get them results? Because typically that's how people have coached, right? Is they do like an hour a lesson once a week or whatever. And like a lot of people will say that. Like, how can you actually help athletes if you're not right there? Like, well, like, are you sure?
Yeah, I mean, you have to hold them accountable. At the end of the day, you're not going to get better at anything in life if you're one, not held accountable, and two, if you don't have a plan set out in front of you. Because think about it, it's like you see your athletes once a week. They're probably not doing jack shit the other 6 days of the week. They're not following the plan or following any sort of plan because they don't have one. So if they're able to have a plan 7 days a week on what they need to do, that is far better than you standing next to them for 1 hour a week.
Yeah. Would you say that that's because like athletes just need like, the guidance, the structure and accountability to actually get results? Like, or would you say that it's something else?
No, I would say it's because they need the guidance, the structure, and the accountability to actually get results. 1,000%.
Yeah, 100%. And tell me, Eric, obviously you've gotten your athletes really good results, but you've also been able to grow your Instagram account a little bit and like actually generate leads through your Instagram account. Um, for the people out there, like how much would you say that you're working per day in order to get athletes right now
Yeah, probably like 2 to 4 hours,
per
two to
day?
four hours most days for sure. I mean, obviously, if there's some days I want to push it a little bit more, I'll be working all day. But if I pull those longer days, it doesn't feel like work. It's not draining because it's fulfilling and it's me, working hard to make sure that I can actually get pitchers to throw harder, right? And become the best pitchers they want to be. So it's like you really only need, or at least for me, 2 to 4 hours a day. But like I said, some days I'm working 10, I'm working 12, and I enjoy every second of it.
That's sick, dude. I think that's what people really want out of life, right? Is to do what they love every single day and feel like they can actually make an impact. And it seems like you've really found that.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely the truth. Thousand
That-
percent.
That's sick, dude. That's sick. And before we kind of dive into like let's say some future plans and stuff like that, who would you say that this program is for?
Yeah. This program's for any coach who's actually good at what they're doing and feels like they want to make a living off of coaching athletes and can get, their athletes results, but don't want to be stuck in a facility and trading time for money. You probably you probably want freedom. You probably want to be able to, take a vacation when you want or take a couple days off, and just not be swamped with lessons or in-person sessions, basically every day of the week.
Yeah, 100%. And I guess like a question could be like, obviously people can probably figure this out on their own if they work hard enough and they research and stuff like that. Why do you think it's a good idea for somebody to join our program versus just trying on their own?
I mean, you're talking about years versus months or even weeks. It's like I got results within the first month coming in, and I couldn't get anybody on calls doing it myself. It's like I didn't know how to DM kids really. So it's just like, yeah, if you want to spin your wheels for years figuring out how to do it on your own by watching free shit or whatever, it's like be my guest. But at the end of the day, if you really want to help athletes and you really think you're a good coach and it's in your best interest to help as many athletes as possible, then you not only owe it to yourself to join this program, but you owe it to the athletes that you actually want to help. Because if you get the skills to get good at this shit, then you'll be able to help as many athletes as you want and make as much money as you want. And that's the God's honest truth.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, dude. And I really, really appreciate you saying that because that's something that we harp on in the community all the time is like, dude, it's about skills. It's about doing these handful of tasks, right? Posting content, DMing people, getting on calls and coaching your athletes, and then posting the results that you get. Like it's fairly simple, right?
Yeah.
So I really appreciate you saying that because you've really embodied the fact that like the only difference between you right now and where you want to go is the skill gap that's there. And you understand that you can develop those skills. So I just want to say I appreciate you for that because a lot of people don't have those beliefs.
Yeah,
So
for
thanks.
sure. No, I thank you for giving me those skills.
Of course, bro. You earned them. Okay, on the flip side, who should stay the fuck away? Who should not join our program?
If you're a shit coach, I mean, first of all, you stop what you're doing. But if you're who shouldn't join this program? I mean, if you're someone who claims they're bad with technology or not even because that's part of the skill set thing, but if you like if you're a victim and you think that your income is only subjective to the amount of time you spend in the facility and you think online training is wrong or you think that people who do online training are scammers, then kick rocks.
Yeah.
And if you don't have bigger visions for yourself, like if you're just comfortable and you know are content with your situation, then cool. Like I'm not gonna tell anybody how to live their life, but if you want more for yourself and you want to make a living doing this, um, then you should join this program. I know the question was who shouldn't join, but
No, I appreciate that. You brought it back to who we actually really want to work with,
yeah,
which is sick. Well, okay, so from this point moving forward, obviously we got the event here in a couple weeks. Tell me why you wanted to come to that event.
yeah. Well, like I said earlier, it's like I enjoy coming to the group calls. I look forward to talking with everybody in the community, like, obviously you guys and Dylan, Courtney, Coach Harv. Like, I genuinely feel like I have connections with these people because we're like-minded individuals who want the best for ourselves and the best for our athletes. So it's like, why would I not come meet some of those people in person? And it's in San Diego, which is fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. No, dude, I'm looking forward to it, bro, because I've known you for almost 2 years now, and
Yeah,
I've never met you, just strictly on Zoom calls and stuff. So that'll be cool.
for sure.
I guess from this point moving forward, dude, what's really like the next step for you, right? Like obviously you made the YouTube channel. Congratulations. Um, but like what's really the next step for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still trying to figure out overall end goal. I don't know if I want to open up a facility or anything like that, but the thing is, I know I have the capability to do that through the skills that I've learned. If I want to get to a point where I have my own facility, I could. I mean, really, at the end of the day, I want to be able to first and foremost impact as many lives as I can. And, fortunately, I'm doing that already with the athletes that I have. But being able to honestly help change the game of baseball too. Because going back to the reason I started this, like started doing this, it's like I didn't have this when I was in high school. I didn't have access to remote coaching. Like, that probably wasn't even really a thing yet. So it's just seeing the amount of athletes that I can help and that I have helped. I just want to be able to continue to do that for as long as possible and also make enough money to be able to live life on my own terms, travel, and do whatever I want.
Yeah, it's sick. That's sick, dude. Where do you think online training is gonna be in like 3 or 5 years? Like, do you think it's just like a fad and like it's super saturated, or do you think that like it's here to stay?
No, it's the future of sports coaching. It truly is. It truly is. I think lessons, in all honesty, and it's never going to be truly obsolete. I think I would be crazy to say that, but I think online training's here to stay. It's the furthest thing in the world from a fad, and you shouldn't join this program if you think it is.
Fuck yeah. Well, sick, dude. Dude, I really appreciate you jumping on. While we got the camera rolling, is there anything that you would want to say to the people that potentially could be a great clip for my Instagram?
Yeah, yeah, you're really putting the pressure on me.
Yeah, of course. It's my job.
I mean, I would say just if you actually care about athletes and you care about getting them better and impacting as many lives as you possibly can, and you want to be financially free and live life on your own terms, then I think, for lack of better terms, you would be an idiot not to hit Nick up and join this program because it has truly changed my life in ways that are hard to put into words. It's a very good feeling to be able to train the athletes that I do and make a living off of that and be able to document it. So, I mean, to the people, I'll also just say thank you to you. Obviously, Matt and Kyle too, but yeah, dude, this is the best decision I've ever made
That's sick, bro. I appreciate you sharing that.
for sure.
And you're looking fucking yoked right now. So,
Appreciate it.
well, for the people, dude, where can they find you if they want to hit you up on Instagram? Make sure, is Nick Neville's program worth it? I don't know. I don't know if I should do it. Where can they find you?
Yeah, if you wanna find me on Instagram, EC Pitching, also EC Pitching on YouTube. Go subscribe to my channel. I have like 55.
Yeah, dope. Hey, we were all at 55 subscribers at one point, bro.
Yeah.
But sick, dude. No, I really do appreciate you jumping on. I'm super, super excited to, continue to work with you. Obviously, you just joined our scale program, so stay tuned for Eric's second interview after, we get him absolutely nutty results in there. But Eric, appreciate you jumping on. If you're watching this and you're a coach and you're not working with us yet, what the fuck are you doing? Eric, thanks for being here, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Let's go.
Peace.